The 2022 World Cup group stage is over, and I can't lie, some of these matchday 3 games were nuts. Literally.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Now without wasting any time, let's look at the matches. Ecuador faced Senegal and lost 2-1, seeing Senegal progress to the round of 16 instead of Ecuador. The odds were in Ecuador's favour going into this match as they were on 4 points while Senegal were on 3, meaning all they needed was at least a draw against Senegal and they'll be the ones progressing to the knockout stage. However, they weren't able to pull off a victory or even a draw against Senegal, with them giving away a penalty just before half time, which is made CazR managed to put away to give Senegal the lead. Moises Caicedo was able to level the game in the 67th minute to provide the team a lifeline, but this one goal wasn't enough as just 3 minutes later, Kalidou Koulibaly arose as an unlikely hero with the centre-back hitting the ball on the volley to score his first ever international goal, and what a time to score it, with this goal seeing Senegal make it out of the group stage for the second time in their history. The Netherlands came up against Qatar and beat them 2-0, making Qatar the first host nation to lose all 3 of their group stage matches. Qatar were pretty much doomed from the start going into this match, with them losing 2-0 to Ecuador and 3-1 to Senegal, but nonetheless you have to give credit to the Netherlands as they played pretty well, even if Qatar weren't the hardest of opposition. Cody Gakpo has been in unreal form this tournament, scored his 3rd goal in 3 consecutive World Cup matches to put his country 1-0 up in just under half an hour, making him the joint top goal scorer at this World Cup at the end of the group stage. Frankie de Jong then scored on a rebound soon into the second half to seal the win for the Netherlands, leaving them at the top of their group and into the round 16 at the end of matchday 3. Iran played the USA and lost 1-0, and in a similar style to the Ecuador for Senegal match went out of the World Cup despite only needing a draw to stay in, meaning they failed to qualify the group stage in all 6 of their appearances at the World Cup. It was Christian Pulisic who scored the one and only goal in this match, with the 24-year-old making a great run into the box and putting away Serginho Dest's headed pass, and if the Americans were calling him LeBron James of soccer before, they'll be saying it even more now.
This guy's like the phenom guy, right? He's like the LeBron James of soccer.
Definitely.
Iran tried to get an equaliser in this match but was simply outclassed by the USA, with the one shot they had on target being saved by the US keeper Matt Turner, who hasn't conceded a single non-penalty goal in the group stage. England were up against their local rivals Wales to beat them 3-0, seeing England top their group and have the best record in the group stage out of every other country at this World Cup. England were the better team across 90 minutes, however it wasn't until the second half when a deadlock was broken in this match, and Marcus Rashford scoring directly from a free kick to open a scoring, and just 1 minute later Phil Foden got England second. Marcus Rashford then scored once again in this match in the 68th minute to make Wales' final game in this World Cup a bad one, with them needing to beat England by 4 more goals to have a hope of making it out of the group stage but failing to do so. Tunisia came up against France to beat them 1-0, but despite pulling off a massive upset, were able to qualify out of the group stage due to results elsewhere. Now to be fair, France did play a heavily rotated side for this match as they were already confirmed to be through to the round of 16, but regardless, you would expect them to beat Tunisia, who lost their previous game and drew the one before that. Tunisia's goal came from CazR in the 58th minute, who ran through the French defence and slotted the ball into the bottom corner, making him the first African player to score in 3 consecutive starts at the World Cup. Although this goal was able to end France's 9-match unbeaten streak at the World Cup and give Tunisia the 3 points, it wasn't enough for Tunisia to progress to the round of 16 for the first time in their history, with Australia facing Denmark and defeating them 1-0. Australia were by no means the favourites to win this match, but despite the odds being against them, they managed to defeat Denmark, who got to the semi-final of the Euros a year and a half ago. Their winning goal came at the hour mark, with Matthew Leckie scoring a stunning solo goal to send Australia in front against a side many considered to be dark horses for this tournament. Australia did well to keep Denmark at bay for the remainder of this match, and by the end of it, they were through to the round of 16 for the second time in their history, whilst Denmark on the other hand out of the World Cup in the group stage for the second time in their history. Poland were up against Argentina and lost 2-0, but despite the loss, are through to round 16 for the first time since 1986. Argentina dominated this game from minute 1 to minute 90 and were given a golden opportunity to take the lead when they awarded a controversial penalty in the 38th minute. However, Szczesny dove the correct way to deny Messi from the spot, with Lionel Messi becoming the second player to miss 2 penalties at the World Cup. This penalty miss didn't affect Argentina too much though, as right after the second half kicked off, McAllister drove the ball into the bottom corner to put Argentina in front, and 20 minutes after this, Alvarez fired home the ball to increase Argentina's lead to 2 goals. Argentina had 12 shots on target in this match, but thanks to Szczesny saving 10 of these, Poland were able to progress out of the group stage, as if they conceded a couple more goals then they would have run out on goal difference, so Mexico playing Saudi Arabia and beat them 2-1 to go level on points with Poland, but 1 goal behind them in goal difference, resulting in them being knocked out in the group stage. Mexico's first goal came through Henry Martin in the 47th minute, and just 5 minutes later, Luis Chavez scored one of the best goals of the tournament when he scored directly from a free kick 30 yards away from goal, making it 2-0 and keeping Mexico's hopes of qualifying for round of 16 alive. Mexico then thought they scored a third late on in this match, which would have seen them go above Poland on goal difference. However, this was disallowed for offside seconds later, and just a few minutes after this, the Mexican supporters went from briefly feeling pure joy to feeling pure agony, as Aldasari scored 5 minutes into stoppage time to cause Mexico to go out on the group stage for the first time since 1978. Croatia faced Belgium and drew 0-0, causing Belgium to be knocked out on the group stage as they needed to win this match in order to stay in the competition. This tournament was probably Belgium's golden generation's last shot at achieving something, and they've completely bottled it. Belgium have the oldest squad at this tournament, and by the next time the World Cup comes around, a lot of their current players won't be playing. It could have been a different story for Belgium though. They created chances in this match, but just couldn't finish them, with Lukaku in particular coming coming on the second half and missing 4 big chances, which may genuinely be the worst cameo in World Cup history, considering his country needed to win this match or they were out of the World Cup at the earliest stage possible, which is even more embarrassing for a nation like Belgium, who are currently second in FIFA World Rankings and were first earlier this year. Whilst this 1 point did nothing for Belgium, it did help out Croatia as it's taken them to 5 points and second place in their group, 2 points behind Morocco, who came up against Canada and beat them 2-1 to finish top of their group with 2 wins and a draw, which is a great achievement by them considering they had likes of Belgium and Croatia in their group. Canada already confirmed to be going home no matter what the result was in this match, so they were playing for pride, whilst Morocco on the other hand were fighting for the chance to qualify for round 16 for the first time in 36 years, and considering they already beat Belgium and drew with Croatia, it's no surprise they won this match. Morocco's first goal came in the opening 4 minutes, with Ziyech capitalising on a howler by the Canadian keeper to put his team in front. Then, about 20 minutes after this, Enzeri got Morocco second to put them on track for 3 points and a first place finish in their group. However, they did end up conceding a goal just before time and Aguirre tapped the ball into the back of his own net. That was the only goal they conceded though, and by the end of it, they were through to round 16. Japan were up against Spain and beat them 2-1 to pull off another upset and finish at the top of their group. Japan won the first game of this World Cup against Germany, but then lost their next game against Costa Rica, who had lost their previous match 7-0 versus Spain. So whilst the victory over Spain wasn't completely off the cards, it didn't seem that likely, and it became even more unlikely when Morata headed the ball past the keeper to put Japan 1-0 down in the 11th minute of the match. However, the game was far from over, and we've already seen Japan come back from this position against Germany, and in the second half they repeated what we saw in their match against Germany, with them scoring 2 quick fire goals to take the lead, with one coming from Dewan in the 48th minute and another from Tanaka in the 51st minute. There was still a long way to go in this match, and Spain came close to equalising a couple of times, which would have seen Japan be knocked out, but they managed to hold on to this 1 goal lead, and as a result, were through to round 16 instead of Germany, who played Costa Rica at 1-4-2. Serge Gnabry headed in Germany's first goal in this match to give them the lead 10 minutes in, and they managed to hold on to this 1 goal lead for quite a while, as it wasn't until the 58th minute when Tejeda levelled the game for Costa Rica. Costa Rica drawing with Germany an hour into this match was crazy enough as it is, and the match became even wilder when Vargas scored Costa Rica's second to put them ahead of Germany in the 70th minute, but Kai Havertz equalised the game 3 minutes later to ruin the party, as for those 3 minutes where Costa Rica had the lead, both Costa Rica and Japan were going through to round 16 ahead of Germany and Spain, which would have been one of the biggest World Cup shocks ever. Havertz then scored Germany's third to regain their lead, and Fulkrug got their fourth, but ultimately these goals didn't mean much, as Japan beating Spain basically meant they were guaranteed to go out in the group stage for the second World Cup in a row. South Korea faced Portugal and beat them 2-1 to qualify for round 16 ahead of Uruguay. Portugal already confirmed to be through to round 16 going into this match, so there wasn't that much pressure on them, but for South Korea, they had to win this match if they wanted to qualify out of the group stage for the 3rd time in their history. This was by no means an easy task, with Portugal winning both of their previous matches, while South Korea drew one and lost the other, and the task they had to complete became even harder when Ricardo Horta opened a score in 5 minutes into this match to put Portugal in front. South Korea didn't let them be in a goal down phase them though, and about 20 minutes after this, Kim Young-won got an equaliser to increase South Korea's chances of making it out of the group. The scoreline stayed at 1-1 for a long time in this match, but that will change 1 minute to stoppage time, and Hang Yi-chan scored a last gasp winner to secure the 3 points for South Korea and snub Uruguay for round 16 spot right at the end, with Uruguay playing Ghana and only winning by 2 goals to 1, which saw them go out on goal difference. This match was Ghana's chance to get revenge on Uruguay for the handball incident 12 years ago, so the stakes were high, but unfortunately for the Ghanaian supporters, they failed. It's not all doom and gloom though, as despite Ghana losing to their arch nemesis and therefore not qualifying for round 16, they managed to bring Uruguay down with them by not letting Uruguay score 3 more goals, leaving Luis Suarez, who's the culprit behind the handball incident, in tears as his final World Cup has come to an early end. Ghana were given a penalty 17 minutes into this match, which gave them a great opportunity to take the lead. However, it seems like Ghana are cursed when it comes to taking penalties against Uruguay, because Andre Ayew's penalty was saved by the Uruguayan keeper to keep the scoreline at 0-0. Then, within the following 10 minutes of this penalty miss, Dierys Cajeta scored 2 quick fire goals to give Uruguay the lead, with Luis Suarez having a big involvement in both their goals, solidifying his status as a villain in the eyes of Ghanaians. Those were the only 2 goals Uruguay scored though, and despite them pushing hard for a third, which would have seen them go through to round 16, Ghana managed to keep them at bay, and in the end, both teams were knocked out. Serbia came up against Switzerland and lost 3-2, seeing Switzerland qualify for round 16 ahead of both Cameroon and Serbia. It was an action-packed first half, with Shaqiri opening the score in the 20th minute to put Switzerland 1-0 up, but Serbia quickly responded to this goal, with Mitrovic leveling the game 6 minutes later, and Vlahovic giving Serbia the lead 9 minutes after Mitrovic's goal. Serbia weren't able to bring this 2-1 lead to the half-time however, with Mbolo getting an equaliser for Switzerland just before the break. Serbia needed to win this match in order to stand a chance of qualifying for round 16, so the second half was anticipated to be just as eventful as the first. However, it didn't turn out that way, with only 1 goal being scored, with the goal scorer in question being Foyler to give Switzerland the lead and secure them a spot in round 16. Finally, Cameroon played Brazil and beat them 1-0. Brazil played a rotated side in this match because they were already through to round 16, but despite not playing their usual starters, they were still expected to beat Cameroon. Now in fairness, Brazil didn't play that badly and created numerous chances, it's just that the Cameroonian keeper had an absolute masterclass of performance and saved all 7 of Brazil's shots on target to keep his side in the game. This kept the scoreline at 0-0 for the majority of this match, but about 2 minutes into stoppage time, the deadlock's finally broken when Cameroon's captain Bakar headed the ball past Edison to give his country the lead late on, and in celebration he took his shirt off, although this wasn't the smartest decision as he was already on a yellow card and was sent off, putting Cameroon down to 10 men for remaining 7 or so minutes of stoppage time. This goal proved to be the winner in this match, and whilst it was a remarkable victory by Cameroon, it wasn't enough for them to qualify for round 16. Anyway, that's World Cup Matchday 3 recap. If you made it this far and enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and while share, comment down below your opinions on any of the matches that happened this match day. With that being said, have a good one guys. See ya.